Hello, this is Aubrey Light. I'm married. I give a conservative perspective about the world around me. And feedback is greatly important, so feel free to reach out to me either through email, Substack, X, and of course, fill up those comments in YouTube. And on the audio platforms that I'm on, give me a rating, be greatly appreciated. So I'm going to run a list of some of the audio platforms that I'm on, and I'm looking to grow to be on all of the podcast formats. So, Spotify, Spreaker, of course. I appreciate Spreaker and everything they do. And I am on Amazon Music. I'm working on that, figuring that out, how to upload my new content on Audible, but you can get my old content on Audible. I'm on Pandora, Deezer, just to name a few. Alright, so this episode is focusing in on the foods of fall that is eaten in Tunisia. And I appreciate the Tunisian listeners out there. And so here we go. Let's dig in and get the nitty-gritty about it. Alright, so thoughts before I start into everything. Alright, so can't reiterate enough with the aspect of food. It's, again, a really concrete connection to how people think or how people associate themselves with things. And so, again, I want to focus in on that does not translate in every culture. And, this is the aspect of Halloween is mainly an American thing. But the concept of celebrating Halloween with this origin of is a, global sense, in the global sense of the word, it has its indications, but in different forms. But, it's one of those things where you gotta, cross the barrier with that and, be delicate and understand and have the appreciation that, that is not the case for every culture. And that's why on Fridays I make it a notion to give thanks and, get into the depths about, I'm starting out with food and then getting other aspects of culture, on Friday with all the people who listen to me. I appreciate all of you. And, giving my appreciation through the journey of talking about these things on Friday is, I think, a good conversation. And, y'all all feel free to rein in with and give feedback about it. About the aspect of how important it is to appreciate and understand different aspects about, where people come from and then how that contributes to a long run, how that's seen throughout how's it seen throughout their culture, and then how that translates to other cultures, and then back to the U.S. All right, and then with Tunisian food, particularly my understanding of it is with a mix of the aspect of really, this is from my point of view, and then learning more about it, really knowing how to bring so much rich textures to natural food, or a healthy food, to where you rethink about the aspects of vegetables and fruit and things like that. So I equate it to this. So, all right, when I was first, and I mentioned this in an earlier podcast, or earlier episode of my podcast. So, when I was first in the midst of my issues with my thyroid condition, I was first diagnosed with a thyroid problem when I was 19. I got really bad. And then so in order to get healthy and get better and, shrink down, because I had a goiter in my throat. That's how bad it was to the point of my thyroid condition. And I just wanted to feel healthy, shed the pounds and everything. And so, this is around the mid-2000s, and the whole aspect of healthy eating, I don't want to say diet food. I think diet is a life choice. It's one of those things that you look at it. If you look at it as just diet food, you don't look at it in the whole picture that is something that you should just see as you see it as something that's temporary. You don't see it as a permanent fixture in your life. So, and so, it was all this whole thing with, having the aspect, particularly with things like the bean burgers, stuff like that, for instance, where it's missing the quality of flavor. And then giving the aspect of, if going to Whole Food stores, particularly I would avoid Whole Foods because that's a racket in itself. So I went to Trader Joe's, and Trader Joe's, they did have good food, but, it's unfortunate with the whole politics and the woke nation going on with that, that so it was good and nice to know with that, chains like H-E-B and, other places started to, more prevalent with different healthy alternatives to eat. And so going back to my whole point, so was a overall tone that people who eat these foods are that they don't have the aspect of taste isn't involved, or they don't appreciate the aspects of flavor and seasons and spices. And so looking at countries like Tunisia is a great appreciation for me personally, because they understand the aspects of that balance between natural foods, healthy foods that can taste good. It doesn't have to be this bland situation with everything. All right, so I'm going to jump into the AI association of what is said is eaten in Tunisia in the fall. And then I'm going to close everything out with an article talking about Tunisian food. All right, here we go. All right, so here we go with the AI generated. Yeah, Hylam. It's a hearty soup made with a psyllium lona dough, and it's flavored broth containing chickpeas, Egyptian beans, tomatoes, onions, parsley, red pepper, and spinach. It's commonly served during the holy month of Ramadan and is a staple during the fall season. So, this salad is a simple yet mishola salad, a simple yet flavorful salad made with mashed grilled vegetables such as eggplant, zucchini, and bell peppers, seasoned with ground coriander and caraway seeds. It's often served as a starter or side dish throughout the year, including the fall season. Mirquest is a popular Tunisian sausage made with lamb or beef, flavored with a blend of spices including cumin, chili pepper, and garlic, just to name a few. It's often grilled and served as an appetizer or used as an ingredient in various dishes. So, couscous. This is a variation of a traditional couscous. At Durban, I believe is the pronunciation. This dish originates from the Durban region and featured it features meat or fish and is seasoned and steamed with vegetables. It's a popular choice during the fall season, especially for special occasions. So, masof is a creamy couscous dish made with raisin and peas, adorned with chopped dates, almonds, pomegranates, or dried grapes. Can be served sweet or savory. It's often enjoyed as a dessert or snack during the fall season. Omek huara is a traditional Tunisian salad appetizer made with carrots, onions, garlic, olive oil, and various spices. The ingredients are cooked into a caviar-like spread that can be eaten or toasted or garnished with boiled eggs, tuna, or capers. So in conclusion, it says, these dishes showcase the rich culinary heritage of Tunisia with a blend of Mediterranean, Arab, and Berber influences. During the fall season, Tunisians enjoy these flavors and aromas, often accompanied by warm hospitality and lively company. So some of the sources that the AI is pulled from is tasteatlas.com and Travel Food Atlas, tripinsiders.net, willflyforfood.net, Fine Dining Lover, and lowlyplanet.com. All right, so I'm gonna, give my thoughts and go on to an actual article talking about Tunisian food. Here we go. And of course, this source will be provided for you in this episode. And before I get into a source that I'm reading from about it's entitled Popular Tunisian Foods, I'm going to read as the writer, from the writer's perspective, all the words from their point of view, because I really appreciate, again, how the use of language and is in the text of how everything is descriptive. It really also gives another example of how important it is to go into the details to explain things about other cultures and to give it a familiarity to where other people can connect to it, on different levels. So it's entitled 25 Most Popular Foods in Tunisia, Tunisian Dishes. And it's if you're interested too, it's also recipes included. And it's under the category of African cuisine. All right, so I'm going to read off some of them. So, Zuri. Tunisian families have some particular customs and traditions for the arrival of a new baby. The time of Nafes or Zuri in the Tunisian dialect. During Nafes, the mother becomes the princess of her time, receiving exceptional care from her family and her husband's family. One of the most popular customs on this special occasion is the preparation of a food recommended for breastfeeding women as it's a nourishment with the mother's health, and it also helps to induce her milk. So Zuri, that is what it is. Families have a very special program for this sweet food, requiring the breastfeeding mother to eat it thrice daily. So I believe that's 3 times a day. Is the meaning of that? So Zuri is also found on the reception dining table for well wishers and is served in Ramadan. And also, that's another thing, with that too, with the aspects of religion and food and understanding how religion plays a part in, the culture of food too. That's a nice touch. So, Tunisian, orcha, I believe the pronunciation of that. And it's well known appetizer. It can be the ease and spread. It can be easy to speed. Let me say that again. It's so the way it reads is if it's not so hard to prepare, and it's speedy. So the main ingredients are eggs, tomatoes, onions, peppers, and spices, garlic, salt, pepper, cumin, just to name a few. And it's all cooked in olive oil. The ingredients can be added such as seafood or things of that nature. By adding potatoes or other vegetables, the omelet becomes the Egyptian dish that is the Egyptian equivalent cousin of this, where it is called koshari. And so wheat flour is added to the ingredients and is put in the oven for 5 minutes until it browns and is served hot. So Tunisian masafo, as I was saying about couscous earlier, and so it's the sweeter version of couscous. Well, couscous is typically sweet, so it must be pretty sweet, to the fact of it being a dessert. So this is popular dish served all year round from my taking, because it's Ramadan, eating it at Ramadan, but also in the spring and summer. So also to add on to it, it has what I said earlier and then now. So it has pomegranate seeds too, on top of what I was saying about raisin and dates, and it has some dry fruits. Tabaduna bread, believe the pronunciation of that. So this bread is tradition of Tunisian bread, of a Tunisian bread that is cooked in the oven, and it's made of soft clay, and it's called this tabnuhi, and it comes from the verb taboon, meaning to cover the fire so that it does not go out. So the oven is fed with wood until it is heated well. When the dough of this type of dough is coated with water and is shaped into rounds and is placed on one side, it's mixed with semolina, and it's placed on one side of the oven until it's well cooked and it's served hot. So this is in the Northwest, typically served in the Northwest, and it's prepared as if another term for jurdira is another term of it, and it's and the furnace is called the jura. So it's prepared in the furnace. Okay. Let's go on to so this drink looks pretty interesting. So Tunisian asada, not that it's not all interesting. So I'm going to read from the bottom to the top. Tunisian, this is a porridge. So It's extracted from pine nuts, and the first use of it was in the late 19th century, and then on to the early part of the 20th century. So, when famine hit the countries of the Northwest, there was no wheat and barley. So residents discovered this plant, and they found it so delicious that people will still eat it and even enhance its flavor by adding dried fruit. So this is a ruzu jurbai. It is a Tunisian dish usually prepared with rice, meat, liver, chickpeas, and vegetables such as chard, peas, and carrots, and parsley. So, it says this dish is during the weekends, and it's made during the weekends in Tunisia, and it differs from one family to the next as part of putting the different elements of it, and it usually depends on the season and their household of the tradition of serving this. And I'm going to go into the Tunisian tangani is a dish that it dates back in history, and is considered one of the country's most popular traditional dishes. There are various ways of preparing the dish, and the ingredients differ. So the ingredients vary from the food culture of each region. So, it is typically served with parsley, onions, several spices, and meat. And it says if you prefer mixing in eggs, you can do so. And you cook this in the oven. Tunisian French fricassées. So it looks like an open-faced sandwich. It's pretty neat looking. So they are combined. Then, let's see. So it goes with, the ingredients is flour, water, salt, oil, and bread yeast. They are combined, then rolled into small fried balls and stuffed with Tunisian harissa, and is prepared by grinding together dried hot red pepper, garlic, and spices, and mashed potatoes, tuna, boiled eggs, and olives. Tunisian mayroth. So mayroth is originally a sweet pastry whose popularity goes far beyond the borders of the city. So it goes on to say fans travel here from Algeria to Libya, and all of the governments of Tunisia. And then oh wow, this is pretty elaborate. The Jorhamen drink. Jorhamen drink is a irresistible mixture of fruit and ice cream that comes from the city of Sfax in southern Tunisia. It is very popular outside the city too, and has become a part of the city's identity. And it is a popular street food as well as a favorite dessert drink during the month of Ramadan. All right. So this is, and then also, as I mentioned at the about this, you can view recipes at the bottom of this source. And I'm going to wrap up by saying, food just really has a nice touch of getting deeper into what people think and how people feel, authenticity about their culture. And you can really, the authenticity of the culture, let me rephrase that, really is exponentially explained and displayed in the food. And that's a great touch into getting deeper into understanding and other people's culture and values, and I learned that, we're all connected in some ways. And for better or worse, that's something to really think about. All right, so this reaches the end of the Harboring Light. Tune in, turn up, and absolutely take care out there. Bye-bye now.